What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at the Supremacy DLC, finally out for PS4. It's been out on Xbox for a month, but we're finally getting it. That's all going to change when Black Ops 3 comes out. We're going to be getting all the DLCs first. But this one, Supremacy, 4 brand new multiplayer maps, 1 zombie map, no gun unfortunately this time around, kind of disappointing, but let's get into it. This is Compound, the Atlas practice facility that's designed at using that exosuit. You got your high ground closed areas and open areas that make it easy to bounce back and forth. There's also random targets placed around the map, and if you're not careful you could mistake it for an enemy in your peripheral and possibly start shooting at it. There's literally action everywhere on this map. You got people climbing up walls, people on top of the high ground, people jumping from the high ground. You gotta watch your back at all angles, at all times, and be on extra alert because anything can happen in these close quarters. It would be really fun to play some uplink on this map, I believe. Overall, I really like this map. It kind of reminds me of Cargo from Black Ops 2, but a lot smaller. It forces those close engagements, not too many hiding places, and if someone is hiding, it's gonna be pretty easy to find them if you're running around just because it's so small. If you like that fast-paced, in-your-face action, close quarter combat, then you're gonna really like Compound. Our next map is Parliament. It's a military cargo ship aimed at both long and short-range battles, reminiscent of yet another Black Ops 2 map, Carrier, but let me tell you the difference. This thing is massive. There's a huge high ground in the middle. It takes you down through the side, and it leads to 2 different sides of the boat. You can also use the middle high ground to go to either side, which will eventually lead you to the dock area. Now the dock area is obviously separated from the boat by water, but it's easily transferred over to just by boost jumping, and it just makes for another dynamic in this huge map. Going back to the middle high ground again, there's actually an even higher level to it, in which there's a small hallway that leads to both sides of the boat. It's really good for locking down each side, and you can run back and forth and shoot down at one side and run to the other one and hurry up and shoot on that one. It really works out pretty well most of the time. And finally, besides the war going on and the burning buildings in the background, there's actually a map score streak called the Skylight, which basically drops a load of missile strikes on the opposing team, easily shifting the match in your favor, easily throwing off the flow of your opponents. I mean, great score streak for a great huge map. The next map up is Kremlin. It's based in Moscow, Russia. 2 government buildings parallel to each other, separated by a very long bridge, along with minefields at the bottom of each side of the bridge. This is gonna dictate and alter the flow of any game played on this map, because once those things are activated and you go near them, that's it, you're done. Explosion, you're in pieces. But anyway, this is definitely aimed at more long-range type battles, but there's also little parts of the buildings you could go into that's gonna be really closed in. I love the background with the advanced tanks going off, and just it looks so interactive. I really like this map. As stated before, this map is definitely geared towards more long-range type weapons. When you're on the side of these bridges, you definitely don't want to have a pistol or anything like that. You want something that's going to have enough reach and enough range to get your opponent. Now, the inside of these 2 buildings that are parallel is a whole different story. You got stairs that go on each side of the building, which lead up to a window, 2 windows. One window has a turret gun, the other window is wide open. I tend to go towards the turret when I'm up there, because I'll kind of blend in with the turret and maybe they won't see me and I'll get some kills off. I don't really like using the turret so much, but it doesn't seem like a bad idea sometimes. I really like having a UAV on in this spot, because if I see something on my radar, I could just turn around and go to either side of the stairs and shoot down from the top of the stairs and just come right back to the window and start shooting. Now, you want to be very wary of snipers on this map. There's so many little spots that they could just crouch in and just kind of blend in with the map, and you won't even know where they are. You gotta really look hard and really have a good eye. Spot them out, take them out quick as you can, because if not, they're going to do some damage without a doubt. Now when I'm on the side of this bridge, I tend to take my time because you never know if a sniper's aimed right at that opening of your building from the other building, and you also don't want to run directly into a live minefield. That'll never work out for you. So take your time, be cautious, watch the ground. If that thing has a red grid around it, if those mines have a red grid around it, do not walk into it. You already know. So that wraps up Kremlin. Great long distance map, should be a lot of fun. And finally, the map that needs no introduction, Skyrise, the remade, reskin version, whatever you want to call it, of High-Rise from Modern Warfare 2. One of my favorite maps of all time, from one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time. The nostalgia of this map brought back so many good memories, so many fun times. When I heard this was coming to Advanced Warfare, I was so hyped. I just love this map, man. It's so fun. I don't care what we're playing on this map. It's just fun all together all the time. Everything is exactly the same from what I could tell. Everything's just easier to get to, man. Like the little ledges at the top where people used to climb up. Let's just jump up there with the exosuit, man. No problem. We still got the underground railroad going from each side of the map from A to B. All you gotta do is go down the stairs, follow the pathway all the way to the other side. Just don't die on the way there. So overall, I like this DLC. If I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 7. Because it didn't come with a gun, and 2 of the maps reminded me of Black Ops 2 maps. And we already have a remade Modern Warfare 2 map right here. So maybe a little lazy on their behalf, but it's still going to add hours of gameplay and replay value to your already extensive list of maps that we have for Advanced Warfare. But what do you think? Do you think Skyrise was a good idea? Do the other maps remind you of Black Ops 2? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.